Hello. Where are we? Here we are. Hello. I want to talk about Synarchy today and the sunshine and what is available, what more is available right now in this summer season as we are journeying to the next level, always with me, to the next level of consciousness, the next level of awareness, the next level of interpreting that into creative expression, self-expression in your life. How do you do that? This is why one of the things which I work with as an artist is always when we are elevating our consciousness, how do we then get to interpret that into our lives, manifest that into our lives? I'm not talking manifestation, like law of attraction. I'm talking like really pure, deep, radical transformation that occurs when you really embody that evolutionary phases of your consciousness as you are growing. So right now we are in summertime, and the theme of synarchy is actually coming up in my life. And because I seem to be so connected to the collective energies that are moving and surging through everything and consciously aware of this. I mean, we're all in the collective, we're all moving through it, right? But one of the things that is coming up through the destruction of everything that's happening is synarchy. And what does this mean? This is the end. This is actually marks the end of patriarchy and the end of toxic matriarchy as well. Because with my partner, we have seen that when we start healing the toxic patriarchy within and within each other, because we work in divine union, really in sacred partnership, what comes after that is all that is hidden in the toxic matriarchy and the hidden things that are within the body of a woman that are also really amazing to look at together and to heal together. So what comes after that? What comes after the toxic patriarchy, which is the current fall of our system? What comes after looking at any shadows within the matriarchal system that arise because of the liberation of the toxic patriarchy? What comes after that? Well, when there comes a beautiful union and clearing out of our vessels, clearing out of the traumas and those karmic timelines and shifting into these new realities, we get to embody what else is available. We get to embody through frequency, from the sacrifice of letting go of those old parts of ourselves, through frequency as a gift returning to us from source. We get other incredible things, such as the awareness of synarchy and the potential that is available when we are able to move into those frequencies and to understand what exactly does that mean. Now, I will often refer back to 2020 for me. I have shared with the people that I work with, and I have shared in certain other videos, the really big life transformational process that happened for me in 2020. I know that the whole world went through a portal, and I chose to let that break me open fully. It was a full next level spiritual awakening where my innate consciousness dropped in multiple occasions as walk-ins, as soul walk-ins, pieces of my soul that were not able to unite with me and my body due to the trauma and the programming and the conditioning that I had been living out so far. So one of the gifts that came back with this, one of these awarenesses that came back as I was coming into sacred union with myself in that time, was the gift of synarchy. And it came to me as a radical awakening of, oh my goodness, nobody is in the position that they should be. Nobody is doing the job that they should be. And this came as an awareness, not as a judgment. This came as a frequency awareness of everybody is in the wrong position. Okay, right, wrong, should, shouldn't, etc. I know all about that, but we've got to use some words, right, to try and describe this. So I became aware of One of the reasons why we struggle so much is because we as a collective, as people, we fit ourselves into a reality of who we constructed ourselves to be off the back of our upbringing, our patterns, conditioning, how much we have conformed and complied, off the back of how much our parents did, off the back of how much their parents did, etc., etc. And so everybody, through war, through trauma, through competition, through competition for partners, for sex, for money, for power, for control, everybody is vying for a position that is not in alignment with the soul. And this became extremely clear to me. And I was also like, God, like, why are you showing this to me? Like, how on earth are we as a collective going to sort this out? And this was one of the reasons why I withdrew from all the sister circles, all the circles and groups that I was aware in that at that time, because I was going through such a radical transformation, coming into my true soul leadership. There was it's not like any of this become a spiritual teacher, soul leadership kind of thing that people are trying to earn money off the back of. It was more like this radical awakening of nobody is where they are supposed to be. From a certain perspective, you could also say everybody is exactly where they're supposed to be. I also understand that perspective of consciousness, right? Everybody's playing their role. But I'm talking about the future vision. I'm a visionary. I'm a psychic visionary. I'm a soul visionary. So this is why I've always been at least 10 or 20, if not 30 years ahead of my time, because I've never let go of my gift of love. And this is a frequency. And so when this awakening came and this realization came that no one is where they are supposed to be, this awoke another layer of my soul purpose. And part of my mission, let's say, I mean, you could also say, well, what's a soul purpose? What's a mission? But hey, here we're talking right into the portal of transformation right here. And I questioned my work for over 4 years. And that is why I'm only just coming back online, because when you are struck by such a radical transformational process, you do not try to commoditize from it. You work out, first of all, how do I embody this? How do I become those teachings? How do I integrate this? What does this mean for me as a human, as part of the global game, life game of consciousness? What does that mean for me? And how can I be more of service to humanity now that I have seen this, now that I've been cracked open so radically? What do I do with this? So multiple gifts came in, but right now we're just talking about Synarchy and realizing that pretty much, if you're feeling I do not belong in my job, I do not belong in my relationship, I do not belong in my partnership, etc. It's and you're like, oh, I have to go on a soul journey and figure out where I am. This is all to do with frequency and realigning to what is your own frequency, and your own frequency of your own soul's path, your own blueprint, your own way that leads you out of the old paradigm and into the new. And this is what I have been doing, first of all, unintentionally through my art for the last 13 years. And for the last 4 years, it became very clear that I have been documenting this whole process out of the old paradigm and into the new paradigm through my art, which is now becoming an oracle deck. and you can support me by donating that. I really need your support to help get this out into the world, because it's really a documentation, a radical transformational documentation that is documented, first of all, in this oracle deck as an easy way to show the teachings of how to get from that old life rainbow bridge over into the new life. And part of this is the Synarchy. Now, I have prototyped some of my cards, and some of them are not quite prototyped correctly yet. This is actually number 44 from my oracle deck. And one of the things that I found really surprising recently was somebody introduced me to the gene keys. And also about a year ago, my partner bought the big oracle book, the I Ching, and been working with that mainly from an energetic perspective. But then a month or so ago, somebody introduced the gene keys to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's actually what happened. That's what happened to me 5 years ago. I actually set off this time bomb through my breakthrough, let's say. And all of my coding kind of obliterated myself into awakening. And one of the codes, which I also have in my profile, is 44. And I have it in a very key place in my profile. And then I looked at my oracle deck. Once I discovered the gene keys, I was like, hold on a minute, how many cards are here? Oh, there's 64 gene keys. Oh my goodness, there's 64 in my oracle deck. And then I looked at the order of the cards, and I realized I have lived this journey by following purely my intuition for the last 13 years. And such cards such as this come in right on the target number, right at the pivotal point of what the meaning of this is, from this ancient wisdom of the I Ching and now the gene keys. It absolutely stunned me. So this is demonstrating, and you will find out when you start following me and the journey of what I am moving us into from my personal soul leadership, who cheers you and your soul on, is this is moving us very simply out of the old paradigm, even out of the old paradigm of teachings. Here, one of the meanings, I'm in the process of writing the book right now, this is transmutational deliverance. And we are coming out of the old teachings, creating something new. This is why in some of my other videos, I've also said, in the last one, is to let go of knowing. This is part of this here. It's like all of these eggs right down here. I did all this intuitively while I was breaking down. Like, this is just channeling pure information. And so to later find out that it is actually connected to the ancient wisdom of the I Ching, and then also, more popular is translated into the gene keys and human design, was pretty outstanding for me. It's like I was more gobsmacked by my alignment with the gene keys rather than the gene keys themselves. Like, moments like that are just, I don't know, like, you're like, really, am I really living this dream? It's just wild. So this part of this coming into Synarchy and understanding the vibration of that, which is what my oracle deck shows you. It actually shows you the how to, because I did it all intuitively, because I live a life of art. And that's one of the other things that comes out in the gene keys, is when you activate when I was reading, it's like, and when you activate 55 and 22 and 21, or whatever it is my codings are, and you return to innocence, which is also, one that I have in a very pivotal place. You live a life as art. And I'm reading this as if somebody is actually like just describing what I've been through. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. These magical, wild moments. So one of the things that I say is like you come out of the teachings, and this is so beautiful as well. It's like there will come a moment that you even come out of the teachings of the gene keys and the I Ching, or whatever wisdom is you're following. You come out of these. This curves all around at the bottom here. This is just a prototype. So you come out of these eggs of who you are, who you thought you were, the methods that you've gained. All of this lightning strikes as you gather and glean the information, forming a new egg of creation for your potential sovereignty. Into, we come into the red and the white, and this is what happens. This is how you work with me: is that we merge together multi-dimensional teachings through the portal of the new earth consciousness that is already available and coming in. I don't know how many people are on the planet who are actually living like this, but I know that the women that I'm working with at the moment, they've just come a few weeks ago. They've come off a retreat with me, and all of them were completely mind blown by the teachings that I am introducing to radically transform their lives, and lead them and read through them as an oracle into their own soul path. It's absolutely wild, absolutely wild. And this is why I've taken so many years after my breakdown and walk in and spiritual awakening to not commoditize anything that I'm doing, but to wait, embody it, become it. Watch, how does spirit want it to move through me, so that I am authentic to those visions that I have been given, and not just some other prophet trying to share some meaningless things that they saw or heard. No, that was not for me. That's why I've taken such a long time to embody this. And to understand the frequency of synarchy and what that truly, truly means, and realizing, wow, we've learned all these teachings on our journey, whatever it is, spiritual teachings, I don't know, guidance, whatever it is that you're learning, all of that just creates neurons, lightning connection into the moment when you are ready to go into the unknown. Watch the video I made a couple of days ago, the importance of letting it all go so that you can trust in you to take your next path into the golden life. This card actually, although it holds the frequency, this piece of art, should I say, because this is all my artwork, this holds the frequency of synarchy and coming together into the new paradigm. And how do we do that? And it is actually called the fountain of the golden life. And this at this time when I was downloading this, because each time I followed the oracle going, okay, oracle, what do you want me to draw now? Who comes in now? What do I do now? This is how I was guided through every single step of awakening intuitively through the gene keys, unknowing, intuitively through the I Ching, unknowing. Because when I had nothing left, all I had was absolute divine alignment and guidance. So this is what is available for the whole of humanity. Except we have to let go of, oh, I am this person, I have learned this, I'm a pro at this, I studied this, I've got a diploma for this. Like all these teachings, these are in the red, black and white. This is all also linked to karmic energy and the understanding of releasing the karma. There comes a point where you just have to explode into who you are becoming and even release all of the karmic timelines. Unfortunately, because we're in such a wild movement right now as humanity, we are really helped. We are really, really helped, in particular by astrology. Now, that also awakens within you very intuitively as well. And there comes a point when you are ready to create a new egg of your own creation within, from deep within, fusing the red and the white, the base of the body and the higher crown of the body, and opening up to the other chakras above and below. I work with the 18 chakra system because of this journey, because it opened up so much more that I had to keep going and following. And the whole oracle became this wild initiation that led me to the brink of, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, this is what we're going into as a humanity. And this is why I know, and this is why I need to build momentum again to get support for this oracle. I know that this oracle is healing. It is healing the bridge from the old paradigm into the new. So if you feel inspired by my work and what I'm doing, I am taking donations to receive support to get this published right now, because I also I'll make another video about this. I've got downloads from the oracle telling me how it needs to work, because this oracle doesn't belong to anyone. Although I've been making it for the last 13 years, it's spoken to me very clearly recently that this is not mine. This is for humanity, and this is a sacrifice. About 6 weeks ago, I got the message that the oracle was a sacrifice. And because I've also got the coding of the 22 from the gene keys, like if you're into that, you'll probably understand what I'm saying. This is about the embodiment of the sacred feminine, and we're not talking floaty dresses, we're talking radical love here. We're talking like gonna crack you open with love, baby. And nobody's moving until everybody's fallen in love. It's like really radical love. So yeah, I had, and it's about transforming sacrifice and learning the true meaning of sacrificing, which is the transmutation of suffering. And through that suffering and understanding truly what suffering is, that the light of love shines through. And so goodness knows how many journeys I've taken myself on to like really obliterate myself. And 2020 really helped me with that process. It really got me through the portal, to get the downloads from, this is very, very much Egyptian. This is multi-timelines that comes in here, cracking open with the lightning, bringing open the lightning to crack open that new, bigger version of yourself here, which then also opens up the rainbow body. I drew this coding in 2021 in the midst of my breakdown. This is like 4 years before I'd even heard of the gene keys. And this is like right on target, right on the right number. So this is like super wild. And if you're into this, it's like, well, here we go. You talk about the divine feminine rising. Oh my goodness. It's happening. I'm embodying it. Like, this is why I haven't been able to come out for like 4 years. It's like, whoa, when you get hit by this, you are not going to try to commoditize it. You're going to realize how sacred life is and how much life is a masterpiece. And how can I come out and share this? Well, fortunately, I have been an artist all of my life, and I've documented the whole process. And I've given up everything in the process to really fight for love, really live the embodied path of living love and letting everything else go, everything else go. And it's super, super challenging in this current reality because, well, it's very difficult. I mean, I've never fit in, and it's even more difficult to fit in now, which means that I have to stand out. I have to take leadership. And this is what this is about. This is what is available. These frequencies are coming in right now, asking you to just tune in to the energy of Synarchy. First of all, how do you reclaim the sovereignty within your own physical vessel? This is the profound work I do with the women who work with me. My program is called The Chalice. I work very exclusively with a few women in a sacred circle. We are building this new Synarchy. Women who are ready for that next level, but there's nothing out there right now which points to this level of working in sacred relation together and bringing our consciousness to the next level, ready for that clean out, ready for that awakening and that illumination. And this is what I do. Why? Because I was shown this 5 years ago, and I was smacked in the face by God, Jeshua, Lilith, Pan, Medusa, goodness knows how many other spirits, all of the pyramids, Lemuria, whatever timeline you like. It's like, whoa, talk about planetary convergence. It's all happening, my friends. So what's also beautiful is that in 2020 there was this planetary convergence, and I held a ceremony, very sacred ceremony, on those dates. And right now, I knew it at the end of last year. I could feel it even before the astrologers started coming in, and people are sharing more about it now. There's this bridge between the 2020 convergence that happened at the winter solstice and this summer solstice right now. I said this to my partner. I said, there's a massive reclamation going on here. So any work that you didn't do at the time of 2020, when you were perhaps caught up in the hype of the old paradigm, which is preventing synarchy energy to come through, this same energy is available right now. The only tricky thing is there is so much distraction happening outside that we don't even know where to look. It's very challenging, but the synarchy energy is available. The alignment to your soul path is available. And this comes with cleaning out your vessel, cleaning out your body, and doing the real work. So all of these physical things, movement, biohacking, etc., yoga, whatever, all of these things are great. They're all part of this, the first level teachings. And then there comes a moment which is like, are you ready now? Are you ready to really live your soul path? Like, really? Are you actually really ready now? Are you ready to let go of everything you thought you knew and who you were? Are you really, really, really ready now? I was ready, and I was shown how. Got absolutely obliterated for 2 years non-stop by spirit. The deepest surrender I have ever done. It's even worse than ayahuasca. Yeah. When your life becomes a medicine ceremony and you're completely sober and you get completely wild just by the fact that your life is falling apart, then you know you're living a soul path. It's brilliant. And this is why I love working with the people who are these visionaries who have never been valued in life. Some of the women on my program right now, they have never been valued in the place where their hurt covered their true gifts. And because I can see that as a visionary, and because I've been hurt in those places, I know how to see that in you. And I champion you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I can see your soul, and I'm vouching for you, cheerleading, going, let's do this. And I know you can't help people on their journey, but there is an energy of us all spiraling together as a humanity, like leading into this new paradigm. And one who awakens, their energy radiates and affects another, illuminates another and another and another and another and another. And so we pass that down the spiral to those who are not able to, for whatever reason, climb, or who are struggling with that. And this is part of the essence of Synarchy. And this is where you will also find spiritual communities will be starting to break down. Any communities, any jobs, any social structures. I don't know when this is going to happen. Like I said, I'm 10, 20, 30 years ahead of my time, always have been. That's why I've had so many struggles in my life until I could really finally accept my gifts as well. Is that this is happening and this is available. And I am walking that path. I'm walking some very courageous women who are ready to clear their vessels out so that their soul can drop in without having to have the freaking radical breakdown that I had. I don't believe everybody has to really fully go through that. There's coded choice points where you get these choice points which happen in a vibration, which I'm able to sense, of the choice between going along with what you've always done in the same way, but it just looks slightly different because the story's different, or actually making a new choice to step off the karmic wheel and step into your golden life. And this is part of this, stepping out of the old and into the new, and trusting through this portal of exploding into the truth of who you always knew you were meant to be. So this is part of Synarchy, is realizing, wow, if nobody is where they're supposed to be, first of all, it freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, who can I trust? And I realized I was in a position where I had got myself into a position where I pretty much couldn't trust anybody. And then my partner came along like some kind of miracle angel, and we became best friends before we became lovers. Because I just didn't trust anybody, because I could see the truth of what was happening, and I was breaking down and losing everything in my life at that time, that I had to become my greatest guide. And that's how I know how to guide you. So if you're struggling, just get in contact. Or me and my partner, we're opening up on Patreon the prophecy portal. Like, this is it. We're opening up the portal. So be one of the first to join us. Be one of the first to get in there. And we're going to be doing exclusive lives and one-to-ones. And at the beginning, there will be less people, so you'll get to have more contact with us and ask us questions. And we really want contact with people. This is really important work. We're not just trying to sell you something. I don't want to sell anything to you. This is why all of my work is going to go into donation base, because I can see the lies that are happening, and I can't enter into that reality. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. So any donations are like really super valued right now. So this is also part of the Synarchy. Everybody takes their rightful place, and you get to live your soul purpose. So you're fully in alignment with, wow, this is my speciality. And everybody is equally as important. Like, this is what I'm doing. My women who are working with me, it's like, whoa, I can see that you've got the coding for this to help people to go to the next part, where like with their body or with their garden or with like, it's wow. It's utterly wow. And it's me taking out all of the work that I have done in this oracle with over 50 portraits of people, soul reading portraits. Get in contact with me if you want the next level soul portrait for yourself. And this is me coming out of the oracle as the embodied oracle, working with women now and saying, hey, let's put this living the oracle to practice. And let's create truly, madly, deeply that new tribe that everybody is talking about, but not from a place of spiritual bypass, not from a place of I'm the leader, not from a place of hierarchy, from a place of radical love, from a place of deep compassion, that we've all been through hell to get to where we are today. Like, you beautiful people, I know that there's so many of you out there, the ones who have perhaps felt I'm almost ready to give up on my dreams. Like, you are the ones that I'm like, yeah, let's do this. You are the ones who've got the power to rise. And I'm working with some of those women right now, and it's really incredible. I love vouching for the ones, the real ones, the real deal. So this is available. Getting into your soul pants and walking the golden life. This is what's available right now. So put your golden shoes on and see if you can obliterate your old life. Make some different decisions. The summer solstice is a radical portal of evolutionary change. Do your rituals, but do them in a different way. Do them with a very refined intention. And if you dare, do this work on your own. Only you can pass through the portal. All of these old ways of being cannot come with you. And this is why I give courage to people who I know are walking the path, and it gets very lonely sometimes when you're a leader, a thought leader, a seer, a visionary, when you've been through it, when you're a black sheep, when everybody is gaslighting you, flying monkeys all around you, but you've got such a strong heart. You have got such a strong heart. And there's something inside of you which says, I am going. I am going. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going. And I'm going to take this path. And I'm saying to you, I have been on this path. And now I'm looking around going, does anybody else need some help? It's like, anybody else having a hard time? Like, we're activating the golden life, like through the eyes of love. This is almost like the new skeleton body of it looks a bit skull-like as well sometimes. It's like, these are the golden eyes. Let's create a new reality, people, together. Let me see what your gifts are. What are your true gifts? What are your golden gifts? Do you even know yet? Do you know what it's like to live in the frequency of your own soul's vibration? This is available. This is available right now. And it's not like, boom, go shopping, it's available. Yes, there is work to do. There is excavation work and there is cleaning. And that is why, as part of my teachings, I was also given not only for the embodiment and the work with this oracle, the coding and the work with the chalice. And again, I got the download 6 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, I could totally make that into a course for women. That would be great. And I was like, oh my God, this is the real deal. What the foo-far is going on here? And I took a journey with it for 6 or 7 years until this year I launched the program to work with a few women, because it's such sacred work, revolutionary work, to really activate these frequencies and these codes within you. And this is the beginning of living in Synarchy. So if you want to know how to take out the teachings from things such as the gene keys and bring it into everyday life, start following, like and subscribe, share my work. I'm coming out. I'm coming out of the closet and into a new reality. And I really look forward to sharing it with you. So join me and get in on the Patreon. Join our community. We've only just opened it, the Prophecy Portal, where we are guiding you, we are showing you, we are walking with you as we are all walking our soul's prophecy. So that's on Patreon, the Prophecy Portal. And also, if you feel to support my work, please donate, because this is a new paradigm we're moving into. And I really hope that I can deliver this work for you. So lots of love to you. Love you so much. And let's keep going. We've got some beautiful work ahead of us, people. And some beautiful dreams to be made. Soul expressions and vibrations to be lived in this lifetime. That was another thing I was shown just before I go. I was shown it's possible to live it in this lifetime. It's not for future generations. We are the future generations. This is part of the Synarchy that has come alive in me, my partner, and the few people I'm working with. And this is expanding. And if you would like to know, if you are like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for that, oh my goodness, just get in contact with me. I would love to hear from you. Okay, have a beautiful day. Lots of love and see you soon. Bye for now.